one. Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, co-editor-in-chief of Retail Insider. Joining me today is Liza Amlani, who is principal and founder of the Retail Strategy Group. Thanks for joining us today, Liza.
Thanks, Mario. Happy to be here
All
again.
right, super. There's lots going on in the retail world, as always. What's weighing on your mind when it comes to the industry these days?
I think it's something that a lot of brands, retailers, and consumers are thinking about, which is where does sustainability fall into our retail end-to-end, and how do we align with values of the customer? Now, sustainability is a giant word that is difficult to define, and there's not a lot of standardizations across sustainability, even though we are getting there as let's say as a group, as a retail group. But I think that's something that I consistently think about, especially from a consumer perspective, where I see so many more shoppers shopping at Temu and Shein and even Amazon Fashion, where we don't know where that product is being made or
Mhm.
how it's being made. So from a consumer perspective, I think that's something that I definitely am very, very aware of. And
Yeah.
then as a retail insider, I would say, the practices around product creation and overdevelopment and excessive physical sampling, these are things that I would say is something that I discuss with market leaders on a daily basis.
Now, when it comes to the sustainability side of things, one of the things I've noticed a lot lately is the number of stories and commentary around secondhand
Mhm.
stuff, whether it's the Value Villages of the world or the Salvation Armies. Can you talk a little bit about that trend and why, does that tie in obviously to what you're saying about sustainability?
Yeah, it 100% ties in. So the more that we can use a product, the more that we increase the life cycle of that product will only be better for the environment, because we're going to buy less, even though, you know, there's opportunity to shop every single day, right? Online and offline. So I think having product staying in the life cycle in a customer's closet is one of the best ways to be more sustainable and to be more thoughtful of
Hmm.
where that product is going post sale, post use.
Yeah.
Uh, I've been doing a little bit of digging around in resale and what it means to thrift, or even buy luxury. I mean, even that bag behind me, I bought it at resale. I'm very much a proponent of buying resale product. What I would love to see more of is a conversation around circularity and how we're able to break down some of those products and then put them back out into the market versus, seeing them go to landfills or even burned in some cases.
Interesting. Now, when you look at, the, I guess the growing popularity in the resale market, what what impact is that going to have on the, I guess, quote unquote, regular retailer out there?
I
You-
think there's always going to be that opportunity to sell product at full
Yeah.
price. And the way that I look at the verticals of the industry now is really full price, off price, and then you have resale. And within those buckets, of course, you have, the ultra fast fashion all the way to luxury. So
Yeah.
I think that it's important for, if you are a brand leader, a retail leader, to really take, let's say, a deeper look into number one, your product creation practices. How much are you overdeveloping? What are you selling at excess? What does your markdown strategy look like at the end of the season? And do you have an abundance of product? That's what I call excess inventory. I
Hmm.
think all of those points within the retail end to end, especially around product creation and assortment planning, need to be, I think we need to look under the hood and really investigate, are we creating the right product at the right time in the right place, or are we throwing product at the customer hoping that they're going to buy? because the one thing that we do know is that more supply does not equal more demand.
Hmm.
So I think it's really important to look under the hood from a full price perspective in the off price world. And then, of course, in that resale market and see how we can maybe engage in more circular practices around take back programs or, breaking down some of that product and then reusing maybe the textiles or the trims or, uh, there's a lot of opportunities across many verticals within retail, automotive, all the way to fashion.
Okay. Now, Lisa, you speak with a lot of retailers and a lot of people in the industry itself. What's the sense that you're getting about consumers these days heading into the holiday shopping season? Black Friday is just around the corner, and here we go again, another year, right? And
Another year, another day, another day to spend, right?
yeah, and are
Um,
they going to be spending this year?
yes,
Consumer.
I believe we are. I believe we are. And I think it was a couple of days ago that Stats Canada has seen it not a loss, but at least a slight lift in sales. And I think we're going to continue to see that. It also is a testament to where we are in the season, which is fall, going into fall holiday, where most retailers and brands make a lot more of their money, right? This is where they sell the most.
Hmm.
Black Friday, Christmas, and of course, post-holiday sales with all the deals and the markdowns. So I believe we are going to see a lift in sales.
Yeah.
And many of us look to Prime Day to see, okay, are we actually going to see a large lift? And I believe we are.
Mm. And what's fueling that? Considering all the kind of negative factors out there, inflation, high costs, etc., yet people are still going out and spending.
I think the break in interest rates are absolutely a factor.
Mhm.
I think that the way that customers shop is a lot more diverse than they ever have. So if you are a luxury or aspirational customer, you are looking at brands that have a more appealing price point
Yeah.
to balance out either your closet or your grocery pantry, right?
Mm.
You're not only shopping at a Whole Foods or a specialty grocer anymore. You're also shopping at Walmart. You're also shopping at No Frills and Dollarama. We're seeing a lift in sales in those, let's say, lower to middle market retailers and brands. And that is because the customer is shopping a lot more. I don't want to say frugally, but they're definitely a lot more informed in what they're buying and where they're shopping.
Hmm. Can you talk a little bit about, in this environment, with, some of the costs, or economic challenges that people face, and with all the, challenges that some of the retailers face, what do the retailers need to do to, attract that consumer?
I think it's really important to meet the customer how they want to shop with the best service. I think that that's something that's been lacking
Hmm.
for a lot of retailers and brands where the investment in the stores, and this is just talking about physical retail, the investment in the stores has almost been an afterthought. And I think things like training, product knowledge training, getting brands into a multi-brand retailer to talk about the benefits and features of a brand. These are all retail fundamentals that are not only part of training, but also part of empowering that frontline or sales associate or brand ambassador. And you do that by training, investing in them, spending time with them. I talk about this a lot where the corporate office, whether you're a buyer, a designer, or in marketing, or even in the DC, you need to spend time in the stores. You
Hmm.
need to see who that customer is, what kind of service they're getting, what are they looking for, and what's going to help them complete that shopping journey. Whether it is having more sales associates, having a human at the cash register, or having self-checkout. How does that customer want to shop with you, and how do they want to check out with you? I think that's where, we have to see more alignment across functional teams. But I too truly believe that we need to invest better in our stores and in training our staff in the stores.
Last question for you, Lisa. This whole retail landscape, and as we're going forward, how many retailers do you think are going to be in trouble this year? Like, how many retailers is this kind of like the make or break time for them that, you know what, the sales aren't there this fall and this winter, they're not going to be around that next spring.
I think it's important for every single retailer, all of them, to look at how they're creating product, how they're going to market, how are they interacting with their customer, what is their service like? And these are what I call retail fundamentals. We have to get down to basics. Why are customers shopping? Why are customers coming back? How do we increase loyalty? Because all of those things are going to increase profitability, and that is the key.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much, Lisa, for joining us today.
Thanks, Mari, for having me.
All right, that was Lisa Amlani, who is founder and principal of the Retail Strategy Group. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, co-editor in chief of Retail Insider. Thanks for joining us today.